the English for everyday communication that we
Yeah,
have. So we
exactly.
try as good as possible so that the environment that we have in Linguiz is a real environment that they have in real life.
Yes, that's correct.
So one of the things that they will have is general English, of course.
Yeah.
So this is open for everybody who like to learn English.
Yep.
Whether they still the beginner of English or
Yeah.
they have quite good in English. So we will have a task for them, okay?
Yep.
So and we will put them in a level in which
Yep.
they can provide it by our materials, so we can catch up them, so they can enhance on its level.
Yep.
Okay, and that one is general English, and the second is English for students.
Yep.
Okay, the English for students is one, of course, for many students are learning English,
For
right?
primary school, basically.
Yeah, basically at school, and sometimes that one is like the basic one. So
Yeah.
we add some of them, and also we put some emphasize on which one is more important,
Yep.
so that they can communicate as well in
Yep.
real life, right?
Yep.
Okay, and
Of
then
course.
the next is English for kids. This one
this
is
for kids.
this is not related with the school
Curriculum or something. Yeah, that's right.
It's somehow more like this
Something
is
like the-
for the life skill of
The
them.
preschool students that
Mhm,
refers
so-
to the preschool students aged around 3 until
That's it.
5 years old. So we also learning something really fun. We have also
Yeah,
hands-on
good.
activities
Yeah.
as well. We
Good.
playing like in order to good to introduce their fine motor skill and also their gross motor skill. We also
Yeah, that's really important.
doing that
right?
kind of practice. Yeah. So yeah, Mr. Pickle, let's just tell them about the books that we have in
Sure,
Linguiz Edu.
sure. We have a lot of books here.
Yeah,
Right?
so we have a lot of books here. The first one comes from this one. So we actually use Cambridge book and also Asta, which is from Mentari. Okay, and this one is for the middle school graders.
I see. Okay.
Yep. And the New Frontiers as well. This is for the middle school graders as well. And this is for the primary graders, like
That's good.
first grade until the third graders.
Anyway, about the content of the book, can we take a look
Ah.
at a bit of
Sure,
it?
sure, yeah.
Let's open it a bit.
Let's just give the sneak peek to them.
give it a sneak peek to them, and it looks so interesting to
Yeah,
start
very
with it, right?
interesting.
It's so colorful,
It's
and
very
also it's like a
colorful.
comics book, right?
Yeah.
So we can see also some of the
Okay.
question, also
The
well
exercise,
crafted.
and so there's also a listening section that consisting of the recording.
That's
So we don't
cool.
need to worry about the sources. We
Yeah,
have a lot
so
of sources
this
here.
is quite reliable because we use Cambridge book, right?
Yeah, exactly.
For
As
our
we all
curriculum.
know that Cambridge curriculum is mostly used in
Yeah, of
common
course.
school.
Yeah, we trust the
Yeah,
Cambridge book so that we can
exactly.
give the best for them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what else we have?
And
Miss
for
Esther?
the general English as well, we have the English file.
Okay, this
Yeah.
file is done for the general.
Yes, and also the basic English grammar. This is focused on the grammar.
For the grammar.
And also this one. We also have a TOEFL practice.
Mm-hmm.
If maybe some of you want to have a TOEFL course.
TOEFL course. Yeah, we
Like
will
this,
prepare
yeah.
you to get a better score in TOEFL
Yeah.
test, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
And also we have a short, some kind of storybooks
books.
that also
Storybooks.
provided for the kids. The ABCs, so some of them needs to introduce the phonics, so that's why it's quite important for them. Okay. Yep.
Well, thank you for your timer.
Okay. There's already some participants that have joined to our Zoom session. Shall we just start, sir?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a pleasure to be given an opportunity to be a part of this Zoom session. So Yep, welcome to Free Talk session with Linguiz Edu English course with the title English in the Workplace. So here, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Apriliana Fitriana. I'm as the academician of Linguiz Edu English course, and allow me to become a host for today's talking session. For tonight's session, it's quite interesting because we have some interesting and also insightful and inspirational keynote speaker. They are Mr. Nedwin Lember Hermafian and also Mr. Fico Rio Talentino. And then first of all, I would like to tell you about their profile first. Started from Mr. Nedwin. So he is experienced in educational field for 14 years. And his latest position is taking job as the Director of Distance Learning and Innovation in Mahardika School of Economics, Surabaya. And now he becomes the principal and CEO of Linguiz Edu itself, based in Sidoarjo, East Java. And also he holds a bachelor degree in English education, 2 postgraduate degrees in management and business administration. And also he won the grant in digital and learning innovation from the Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education in 2019. And for the second keynote speaker, there is Mr. Fico. He's head teacher as a head teacher in Linguiz Edu, and also he has been experiencing in teaching with related field for 10 years. And he was also a school principal in a certain international school. And he is currently a senior teacher in international school as well. So yeah, as we can see, the topics tonight is about English in the workplace. Maybe some of you might be curious about how important English is applied in the employment context. It is quite interesting for you. Maybe some of you is not familiar yet about the terminology of English in the workplace. So let's just ask to the experts, okay? So can we just, Mr. Nedwin and Mr. Fico, there are actually several questionnaires that maybe this represent the whole participant here to ask to you. So I'm going to read some of them.
Yep.
The first question is about how does exactly English give big significant role in the workplace? So maybe, yes, for Mr. Redwin and Mr. Fico, the time is yours.
Yeah, okay. I'm so delighted to be here tonight with my old friend and associate, Mr. Fico, and also our linguist team and some of the friends, associates, and also parents. They are here also. So I think talking about English, it's all connected with skills and competence. From the very childhood, someone, I think, a little bit having experience in listening about English term, English words, or sometimes sentences that is written in English in some books, maybe, or in a movie, maybe, or in a song. I don't know. Maybe people have their own experience, and it's all different between one another. And then talking about adult age, like we do, I think English is one of the important skills right now because we are now going global. We are now connected from one place to another place and then to another place. So among all of the places, English have taken an important role. They speak, they send message, they send voice note, they send videos or something. And how can people understand what we are saying if they're having different languages or cultures? I think English is one of the bridges we can use. We can deploy in this context, because English is one of the tools we can use to communicate. As Noah Chomsky said, that English is one of the means of communications. And now in 2020, in the pandemic era, I think people are about to be curious in learning English. They're about to be interested in learning English more and more, I think, especially for workers, for employees. They deal with so many things coming from outside our country. We talk about the educational standard from Singapore. One of their books use really all English. They don't allow some of the countries to translate or something. They make limitations of translation. So I think the readers should know English. At least they know the term, or they know the goals of the sentence they are talking about, or they are discussing on. I think that's it. So we will go deeper about this later on.
Okay. Yep. Mr. Fico, is there any other opinions you would like to add?
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for the time. So I think I would like to add some of the fact that English is like, we use globally right now, and also in some schools nowadays, like in Surabaya, maybe some of them in Sidoarjo, we can see that some of little child from preschool, they start to learn English, and they learn English with fun. Okay, so they have the environment to speak English, and that is good things. And this is not Singapore, this is not Malaysia, but this is Sidoarjo or Surabaya. So actually, English is coming closer to us. Maybe we are like older generation. We learn English before, not with the environment, but right now, children, they learn with the environment. So I think the future of how people speak English more and more later will be quite significant. Okay, but if you talk about English at work, of course, it depends. Yeah, it depends on the needs of your workplace, whether English is needed or not. Okay, and I think if in the education field, okay, it is very crucial thing, right? And also related to the competition nowadays, as we know that there will be many competitions from another countries, as well as we have internet. Of course, it will be globally competition. So actually we can sip in, we can get into that competition. We get a chance if we know English, as we can communicate, right? But the most important thing of English is actually on how you deliver your ideas. So if you can speak English but you have no ideas, what for your English is, right? So you need to have a good content. So I mean, whether you want to speak English, you need to know that you need to deliver something that will be precious to others. Okay, so I think that will make English become like it's lift up. Yeah, it's not just only a language that we learn, but something that we can enhance our maybe another skill that we can show to the others. Okay, and then I think that is the concern, yeah, nowadays, as English is coming closer to us, coming closer to our children, coming closer to our working place, okay? And maybe in 10 more years, Indonesia will have English maybe as a second language. Who knows, right? Just like in Malaysia or Singapore. I think that's for now first, Miss April. Thank you.
Okay, oh, very interesting. Since we already been dealing with a lot of things in English since today, when during the pandemic, and also in 2021 millennial era, we're mostly exposed by English content, especially when the internet as well. We also looking at YouTube videos, and also, yeah, just simply watch Netflix movies. That also might be, what is it, get us more interested in learning English, as well as
Yeah.
it has the interrelation between English and also in the workplace. So I think people will also get more interested actually to learn English. And let's just jump right into the second question, ladies and gentlemen, and this is for Mr. Nedwin and Mr. Fico as well, to explain in what ways is English actually implemented in the workplace.
Yeah, I think I'm going to explain first about how's the condition of the workplace in general. Actually, office work, this situation is actually some kind of sophisticated ones because we as humans sometimes having a new challenge and new challenge every day. We see movies, we see televisions, we see YouTube, we read all of notifications from all of the medias in the browser, from Detik, from Jawa Post, from Suara Merdeka, all of those medias telling about situation happens outside our places. So English is one of the most used terms in the media communication. And also, as our growing companies, are emerging around our cities like Jakarta and Surabaya, and then some of offices also growing in Semarang. They're going go trading to export or import. They're dealing with so many foreigners. They're dealing with so many of officers around the world. They sell and then they buy and then they do all of the trading things. So English is one of the keys in fixing the communication between them. And also the documents. We know that all of the documents are really need the support from communication thing. When we are dealing with Thailand maybe, or Philippines, or maybe America, or maybe Canada, I don't know, they have all their own regulations. They have their own ways of doing business. So as what is it, the name, as a good work, employee, I think we need to be aware on this thing. English will help us to understand what is going on, what is happening, so we can solve the problem if there is any. And also, let's say we have new challenge in documentations, maybe, or reportings, or something that they are required, they are requiring us to do, then we can deal with it with only knowing some of the sentences they are saying. So I think English, as long as we understand, we don't have to be very expert in English to understand what they're saying. We just know the points, and we can adjust it based on our situation, and that's okay, I think. I'm dealing with so many foreigners these days because pandemic things make us to be more going global, and then dealing with so many people around the world because they cannot come here, so because by phone or emails or things like that. So I think English is one of the keys. That's what I'm going to say. It's one of the most important roles that we need to have right now. That's it.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Nedwin. So, Mr. Fico, is there anything to add?
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I think English in the workplace, right? So how it is actually implemented. Well, I think at first it depends, yeah, on where we work, of course. For me, if I'm working in education place, of course, maybe not all the schools, yeah, have a policy to make teachers speak in English among the other teachers, but maybe for some schools that have international background, they use some of the curriculum from maybe from Cambridge somehow, or maybe from IB or something sort of like that. Okay, so they have
Yeah.
maybe make a
I'm
rule.
sorry, Mr. Fico, can you go louder on your voice?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, there will be some rules applied in which we should talk in English wherever we are among the teachers, especially to the students, of course. Okay. So, but sometimes not all teachers can speak English very well. But so that can be a problem, but maybe the thing is we try to build the environment actually for the students as well. So they will have like a good environment of speaking English at school. Okay, so they will have a bravery to speak in English wherever they are. So whenever they speak English, they will not feel that they are doing like posting somehow when we are speaking English in an environment that not really speaking English, we think maybe some of people think that that man is posting. He keep on speaking English all the time. No one will understand. Okay, so sometimes if we don't have a good environment of speaking English, it will give us a negative side of people who are speaking English, right? Okay, and the other thing is actually for some teachers, as I experience, yeah, at the beginning of the year, maybe they're not really good in English, but as we have the environment of speaking English, the next year they have a good speaking in English. So I mean, good. I think it's good things, yeah, to have something developed. So I think um, as we know that English is what we can communicate to others. That is a tools to communicate. So it means that if we use it more often, actually we can be expertise on it. Okay, so that's why to build the environment is very important. So if we implemented English in a workplace, it's a
Yeah,
good thing. Yeah, but maybe we need to limitate somehow because maybe for some important case, if the other friends do not understand what we are talking about, yeah, we need to maybe switch a bit to maybe to bahasa Indonesia so that the purpose will not, yeah, will not be changed. Yeah. Okay, and also as I see that people who speak in English, somehow they can put more confidence. Okay, so as I try to see for some teachers, they will be quite more confident when they are speaking English day by day. So at first maybe they will feel shy, but next day they will be feel, yeah, they're trying on it, keep on trying, and they will feel comfortable with it. Okay, because somehow when we speak English, there's a saying that we have a dual personalities. We will become a different person when we speak in English. Because maybe in English we need to put intonation. It's not only like maybe in past Indonesia we can speak something in plain, but sometimes in English we need to, yeah, we give intonation, we give expression, and there should be many things to make English. It is like an art somehow. So
yeah,
I think that can be addition for this. Thank you.
Okay, just so let me just get this straight from Mr. Nedbings and Mr. Fico's already said before that English actually becomes a key medium to communicate between
yeah,
every companies and other what is it other places, and also English enables to carry a good environment when we're dealing with international kind of thing, maybe international companies, international school. So we can say other aspects that related to workplace, and also those are involved as a concrete examples on the role of English that is applied in the workplace as well. So let's
yeah.
just go to the next question. What are the frequent problems experienced by certain companies regarding the use of English in the workplace, sir?
Yeah. I think I'm going to start first.
Yeah.
As a consultant, I've been in a consulting firm for more than, let's say, 6 or 7 years in a business management area, and I'm dealing with so many of clients from all of the places, including some of the foreigners, some of the, or is it up, they came abroad from other countries, and then they asked us help them in doing this and doing that. They have their own requirements. A lot of things I have to learn that day. I had to learn. So let's say we are talking about reporting. They need to have some kind of brainstorming first with us as a consultant, and then they say like, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and I want this, I want that, and blah blah blah. All foreigners are just like, I like that. And the problem came when they say something unclearly. We need to interpret, we need to understand what they are going to say, because not all of the foreigners knows English well. They don't care about grammar, they don't care about structure or things like that, and they don't know what we are studying here. We maybe Miss April know more about syntax, maybe, or about phonology or something. They don't care about that. They just like saying this and saying that. I want you to do this thing, I want you to do that thing, and blah blah blah. Like we're listening to Indian accent or something, and we compare it with the Europe accent instead. That is totally different thing. So when I met them, I always sit and then say that I need you, okay, I need you to be concise on this. I need you to be clear on what point you want to ask or you want to say to us. That's the thing. And sometimes when they're explaining something, we also don't get it because their accent is so, like, let's say Korea, or maybe Pakistan or something like, yeah, they have different tongue. And that's why Noah Chomsky said that lingua franca is the key. Here as Indonesian, we have our own accent. Indian have their own accent, and maybe maybe South or North European people have their own accent. But the main thing is as long as we understand the point of the key points or the statements they are stating, I think it's no problem. So in workplace there's heterogeneous. So many I have been dealing with so many of people around the world these days lately, and they're asking about like reporting on documentations, and then they're requesting about standards or something, so many things I need to deal with. So I think currently mail, or by chatting by mail, is one of the tools I use, because if we use phone and talking to them, we might be get lost, because maybe we have different accent, and that could be a problem. I think maybe Mr. Fico can give more overview about this thing.
Yes, please, Mr. Fico.
Yeah, that is interesting when actually in Asia itself, more countries are speaking English, maybe as the first or the second. Like we have many Indians coming to Surabaya as well, I think. And in the educational field, there are many Filipinos as well. Philippines, Philippines,
Yeah.
and their accent is somehow also unique things to have. So somehow it will be a problem when they speak in front of students or some teachers with different pronunciation. So it's different, yeah, because maybe we have learned about American English or British English, okay, but somehow their accent is like ruining what we have learned, because maybe that sounds funny, okay, and maybe that will make English becoming like sometimes like a joke in quotation. Okay, so sometimes we need to, that will be a struggle, yeah. I mean, to have different kind of English accent among us, especially maybe in educational field that I have experienced so far. Okay, so that is one thing. So somehow English can be something funny when it's taught by maybe another native speaker from, not really native, I mean, but from first English speaking countries like Filipinos or maybe Indians, because it can affect much, yeah, to um students, of course, as student will at first copy. Okay. And then I think the next thing, the problem of using English in the workplace somehow, yeah, it will become awkward, very awkward at the very beginning. So yeah, but if the purpose of your company or your institution will make all the employees to able to speak English, maybe to push something that you really concerned of, I think, yeah, we need to start with the awkwardness to be happen, because by the environment it can build up into something common. Okay, so I think that is the challenge that we have. And of course, the main challenge is maybe it will lead to slow understanding. Yeah, if we have slow understanding between one to another, it can lead to different information, and that can be a big problem too. Yeah, thank you, Miss April.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pico and Mr. Nedwin. Well, actually talking about what is it? Different accent when we are communicating with people with different countries. For example, Japan. Sometimes
Yeah.
they end what is it? They pronounce using the suffix u, or maybe they kind of hard to pronounce L and then change it into R. Some never when they want to say where do you live, then they say where do you live?
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
then
I
when
can
they
feel that.
maybe yeah right it sounds very funny. And also maybe they want to call the name, for example, Miller, and then it turns out to be Mira. We don't know which one is Mira. It's quite hilarious on that kind of experience.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's just go to the next question, Mr. Nedwin and Mr. Fico. In your own experience, is there any gap between English skills that are required in a certain company by a certain companies and what has happened in reality? Is there any gap?
Yeah, this is one of the nicest questions
Yeah.
on this topic. So, in Indonesia, we have three kinds or three types of companies. The first is multinational, the second one is national, and then the third one is SME, or known as UMKM here in Indonesia. SME is small micro enterprise or usaha mikro kecil menengah here in Indonesia. Those three types of companies, they have different way, they have different standards. Example, if you say a multinational company like like Unilever maybe, or those that have been TPK, all companies that in TPK, TPK is always is public company. So public company have different way of approach in this context. They require English as A grade. So A grade is the first competence need to be possessed by their employees. So English as the second language used in the workplace. Those are multinational companies. They use it in all of the mails. They use it in all of the notifications. Paper, put on the, hang on the wall or put on the desk, job desk or what. And that's multinational companies. Their leaders sometimes often comes from maybe Europe or America, or because their CEOs think that European mindset are open and flexible maybe. But some of the companies also come from Indonesia. Many of Indonesian become CEO these days. So I think there's no problem with that, as long as we actually can go global but stay local. I mean, think global, act local. That's always been a tagline from myself personally. So that is one of our what is it issues also today, because multinational company, they set standards for all of the recruiters on all of the employees. So for those who want to be in a multinational companies, I think this is one of the requirements you guys need to have. And then learning English, I think, is one of the solutions, and that's why me and my friends in Linguiz provide all of the needs in English thing. And also for the second company, as I said previously about the national company has also different standard on this. Some of them still using in Indonesia, but the documents, the mailing list, or the what is it the name, the correspondence using English, but still in communication they use Indonesia. But all the mailing lists and then the serial and then the notification, they are using English. So that's different. But some of the startup, let's say SMEs, that one startup, and then UMKM also already been into English lately, because they think that English looks maybe more globally and then more professional, let's say like that. And also English is the source of knowledge, I think. Because why? Because by mastering English, I think we could reach what we can't reach. For example, we can go along with the foreigners from UK. We can go along with foreigners from British, from let's say Australia, or maybe India, or maybe Arab, or maybe many places that we can go along with all of them using English. At least they have, let's say we have new friends on Facebook, and they are going to be our new friends, and they're about to ask us about personal thing. We need to be aware first. That's why I think English is one of the good things we need to learn right now. Seriously, some of the security issues also coming from non-bahasa Indonesian speakers. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nedwin. So, Mr.
Yeah.
Pico?
Yeah, my turn.
Yep.
All right. So about this, the experience that I have, of course, about the English gap in reality. So I see three things here. The first is about the English education itself somehow is swifting. Like I hope at the first maybe because I'm studying English before in the university. I hope that I can teach English only. Okay, but in the reality, it is not somehow like that. It depends on the need. Somehow, English teacher may teach. I mean, the one that have background in English will teach science. They will teach math somehow, or they will teach social, but delivered in English. Again, maybe it's all about the environment. Okay, maybe it's okay if we teach only for elementary level because it's the information is not quite complicated. So somehow that is a swift thing about that one. Okay, that's based on the experience. So I think the needs of learning, learning English is more on the environment again. And the next thing is maybe the gap, it will be quite significant in like senior high school teacher, because in senior high they will like a subject teacher who are have a background not in English study, but maybe like in science, yeah, like in social or IT. They don't have much exposure of English, but at the same time they have to utter it in English as they maybe work in an international school in some big cities in Indonesia. So their English, of course, will be different, but their knowledge about the content is really, really good. That what school needs over that. So actually, like linguists here, like becoming an answer for that. So we believe that language is something that you will not build a day, but you will master it day by day. Okay, as your like tools to communicate. So it means that you need the environment. So that's why we can have an answer for maybe some of this kind of teachers. And then also the third thing is like, yeah, about big gap of education nowadays. Like maybe for school who apply example, okay, most of the students can speak English very well since they are still kindergarten maybe, okay. But for those students in national schools, maybe their English is somehow is only the text English, like maybe only make one sentence, two sentence, three sentence, and something like that only. So it's not able to be used as a communication tool. So that's why it can be also good things. Linguists come here to give answer for that. So we will like to make the gap is not quite significant because it's so significant, yeah, between the English speaking school in Surabaya or in Sidoarjo compared to state or national school. Their English is not really get into communication, but only just for knowledge. I think that's what I can add here, Miss April.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Fico. Yeah, it's quite interesting. So before the speakers oftenly mentioned about English correspondence. This is actually regarding the how we deliberate our message and how we communicate either written or spoken formally to the international companies or something. How can we manage the documents, and how can we send via email to the international company? So that's why I would like to ask about how big is the role of English correspondence to affect the sustainability of the employment context itself. So Mr. Nedvin, would you start?
Sustainability has always been interesting discussions because sustainability has become a concern worldwide. Many of initiatives coming from Europe, like RED, and then sustainability report that is required by OJK in Indonesia. So I think sustainability is talking about business continuity or operational continuity. No matter what you are right now, I mean, if you're a teacher or if you are a business player or if you are an entrepreneur like me, maybe we have to deal with sustainability. So I think a growing concern with English in it is one of our challenges right now. We need to think about the continuity of our operation. Let's say I have school, right? I have to maintain the facility. I have to maintain the students' intellectuality, students' emotional quotients, and the digital marketing way, the strategy, the operational efficiency, effectivity, and things like that. I need to deal with all of those things. So not only if okay, I personally like reading, like you can see here, you know, in my part this one, I have a lot of books to read because I think as a leader we need to be concerned on that. So business continuity once again is one of the keys. English has part also in enhancing this what is solution. I think as an employee, we need to be aware of what is going to happen next, of what is going to happen in the future. Let's say international communities, you know, they when they're corresponding the problem in one country, they will just you know, whether it's hate speech or whether it's sarcastic, whether it's a good or bad, they're just saying and they don't care about the impact. They don't care about the effect they have on that. So as a good employee, we need to know at least the one thing, at least the regulations, at least the regulation applicable national, and international wide. I think this is one of the keys. And English have very once again, it has very important role on that. And the second, maybe what I can say is that the business continuity or sustainability of an employee need to be maintained by enhancing their skills. And one of their soft skills, let's say, it's not only Microsoft Word or becoming a good in typing very fast in computer or their laptop, and they're showing their performance on presentation. That's that. Not all of those things work well. So I think one of the skills these days employee need to have is English, I think, or communication. I personally learn Mandarin. I personally learn other languages because I think in a few years later, we will deal with so many of global communities. So as a good employee, I need to prepare myself. I need to enhance or improve my skills. No matter what people say, oh, you have so many certificates, you have so many or is it proof of competence. I don't care about that because I like learning. I like to be a good learner. And what I've been learning is that all of those I have been learning can be applied in my workplace, including English. But English is not enough for me personally. I need to learn another thing and other things, because as we learn more and more, we know that we are so small, that's the point. I don't know, maybe Mr. Fico can add more on this.
Exactly. Yes, Mr. Fico, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, about sustainability, maybe yeah, English can be a bridge actually for this sustainability. Okay, because the needs that we have right now, the reality that we have right now, that English get into a special part, especially in education. English is like becoming a code of excellence of a school. I mean, when your school can show the product of your students of a good excellency in English, that can be a positive impact. As we know that school, yeah, school is education, but we need to see as well that school is somehow, yeah, it is still related to business as well, right? So it means they need students. They need students, of course, how to make it sustainable
Wait a minute.
so that
Excuse me,
so that
Bu
the
Yuliati.
school.
Yuliati, would you mind to mute?
Yeah.
Would you mind to click mute button? Bu Yuliati?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's
Technical
okay.
problem.
Thank you.
Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Fico.
Yeah, okay. So as we know that school, yeah, nowadays can be a business too. That many international schools are built in Surabaya. That's quite so many. Big schools, small schools, they compete each other to get students. Okay, but the problem is on how can the school capable of making students who are, yeah, maybe the one that we can see clearly on how they can speak English, maybe from the social media, YouTube, or maybe from any competition that they have. So English is, yeah, can lead to that part of sustainability. And also sometimes the sustainability, if it seen if it's seek by inside the teachers itself individually, somehow when teachers can speak English very well, okay, because nowadays education is online, so parents can see at home. So this is the experience actually. When teacher make a little mistake on the pronunciation, and maybe parents is just beside the students, okay, and they will think that why the teacher is speaking English like that, and that will become a burden actually. A very simple mistake on pronunciation will depreciate the school level. Okay, so how teachers pronounce English, how teachers deliver English in such international school will be very important. So that's why in some international school in Surabaya, the teachers are maintain, yeah, with some tests of English, so their English can develop, so that can give sustainability to the school itself. Thank you, Miss April.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fico. Well, speaking of English correspondence and also speaking of English itself in the workplace, actually, they are related to certain English skills consisting of speaking and also writing skills and listening and other skills. But actually, maybe some of the participants also are curious which English skills are actually considered important for employment matters.
I think I will answer first.
Yeah.
The first thing, in any of companies in Indonesia, there's always been a formal standard in recruiting.
Hmm.
The recruiter always asks newcomers in a professional work to speak English, and that's one of the points. As a recruiter or headhunter, they will always ask for new employee to speak English, at least introducing themselves.
Mhm.
That's the first thing. So at least you have a good communication in presentation. I think that could be what is it, solution and cope with this problem. The second thing is they need to be good in a bit structure, you know, sentence structure, also a bit of grammar, also a bit of terminologies, because once they're dealing with the branches or companies outside of their territory, I think this would be a great help. I think that's why training in a company like we know in Surabaya, there are a lot of big companies here. They will have at least English training in their places, and that thing has been a concern in Linguiz. So me and also Mr. Fico, you know, develop a curriculum for this matter. We use Linguiz as a place to, you know, learn and then share and then enhancing and then empowering others using English. In business English, we always like different thing with the normal English, because normal English is just like chat and then speak and then ha 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 and then yes, no questions and then things like that, or saying a simple thing. But in workplace we cannot do like that. We have to be informal situation, very formal situation. Let's say we recording our guests from Japan, maybe we need to be, you know, we need to be at least understand their culture. We need to bow, for example, membunggu, you know, we need to bow, or we need to like shaking hand, but very strong, you know, things like that. We need to understand a bit about that. And the way we say, it just has to be concise, has to be on point. I need you to do this, I need you to do that. And that's what I know. We cannot be, you know, babbling around. Babbling means like bertele-tele. We cannot do that in a professional place, because they don't like babbling. They like what is on point, called on point or concise, and also the way we are telling something need to be very clear. So in communication in the workplace, I think clearness and fairness is one of the aspects we need to know. And also in skill, we need to be good in writing. We need to be good in writing. At least we can use like Grammarly or Google Translate. Maybe can be a good help, but we cannot depend on that. But it can be a good help, I think, for new learner. And in this area, in the context of learning, I think there are a lot of tools you can use. It's not all training is not only the options, but I think there are a lot of applications, a lot of websites, a lot of, you know, resources we can use to enhance English. I personally still learning a lot about English too. Okay, Mr. Fico, maybe this it's now yours. It's now yours.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So we're talking about English as a bundle actually. So it's like speaking, writing, listening, and reading. So as we know that four is, yeah, that the one is bundle, that are bundles of learning English, right? So it's something that we cannot separate actually one to another, because between speaking it will correlate with when you're listening to someone like this. So some of us will speak, but some of you will listen. Okay, and somehow in writing it will correlate also with um, reading, okay, or listening or speaking itself. So all of them are just interconnected each other. And in term of teacher, somehow, yeah, teacher is like a whole package. Okay, so actually, yeah, teacher need to master like those four skills of language skills. As nowadays, also that the government of Indonesia is getting better. Yeah, they try to report. I mean, they try to value students in term of language, even it is bahasa Indonesia, they will make a report regarding to speaking, writing, listening, and reading. So it's not just only one of those or two of those, but as that bundles. So I think Indonesia minister is getting awake of that needs. So that's why as a employee we need also make us to be able to speak and write and listen well and reading, because that will be become a whole package of English speaker. So I think that's the thing that we need to concern of. Yeah, thank you, Miss April.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nedwin and Mr. Pico. Well, actually, this whole four skills regarding listening, speaking, reading, and also writing, all of them are quite important and also integrated each other. So they are all inevitable. So those English skills are very, very required in order to be a good, what is it,
Yeah.
professional in English. And also one last question.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of English training that is required to improve English skills, sir?
So there are two things I would like to outline in this topic. The first is that learning English is not all about speaking. It's not all about we are very American or very British. It's not about that. But at least we are like, you know, we are like familiar with the sound of English. We're familiar with the words of English. We're familiar with the sentence. I personally, why I'm so interested in English, because from the childhood I was, I've been into MTV music things, and then I listen a lot of songs, from MTV and that thing. And also, I like to write diary. And my teachers, one of my English teachers, when I was in a high school, asked me to write diary every week in English. That's one of the challenges that maybe some of the teachers here can apply that to their students. Writing in English every week as the project. I think that is very good. And it happens to me, it works to me personally. And then the third thing is learning English. It's not, it's not related with competence or intellectuality. It's different thing. English is just the way we communicate in other culture. So I always outline that think global, act local. We know the local wisdom of Java. We know the local wisdom of Sumatra. of Indonesian, and that's I always hold that very tight in my heart, in my hand. I think that's one thing that I should outline this. And the second, the curriculum or the learning designed from the government. I think it needs to be reviewed. It needs to be evaluated. Because why? Because from let's say from the very first curriculum, KBK, kurikulum berbasis kompetensi, or competence-based curriculum, and then KTSP, and then there's also another KBK 2016, and then another contextual teaching learning, and then there's another one, blah blah blah. Until these days, there are a lot of research and development in learning curriculum. That's one thing we need to concern and evaluate. Because why? Because our students, because our people cannot be experimented like that. I think we need to adjust the fixed curriculum that's in such a proper way, in such a proper method. So when we teach English, that students will understand, and that students will implement, that students will apply to their daily life. So if people ask me about which learning design or methodology you think is good these days, I think there are two. The first is contextual teaching and learning, and the second one is the personalized teaching learning. So we need to personalize, mempersonalisasikan what they are learning to their daily life. So it will be in their head. It will be in their head. We need to train. We need to train them. We need to encourage them to speak at least the terms like this is window. Open the window. Or we instructional sentence, close the door or something like that, and they will be aware of that thing. That's the point. And also we need to be in a larger context. For adult to be trained, well trained in English, we need to be many practices we need to have. I personally say to all of our students, or when I was in the lecturing times to my mahasiswa, to all of my students, I always said, like, there are three things you can do if you want to learn English. The first is having a good friends abroad in Facebook or in Instagram, and then you start commenting, and then they will giving their response, and then you give feedback, and then blah blah blah, and then so on and so on, and then you have new friends from America, let's say, or from Thailand, from Singapore, by mailing, by chatting. I think it's one of the ways they can do. The second thing is they need to be familiar with the sound of English. At least they are listening to music, they're watching English movies, and then understand the translation and the interpretation. And that's the point also. And the third thing, we need to be familiar with the way we speak English. So we need to start it from our home, from ourselves. Let's say, Mama, I want to eat. That's one thing. And then also the next thing is get me a drink, maybe. Or their parents said, don't do that, no or yes, to all of the let's say infants, or maybe babies, or PKTK, that one, students, and they can practice day by day. And also in my place, I personally like the way some of companies treat their employees. One of them is there's English day in a company. So everyone need to speak English in Monday, or maybe Thursday, or maybe Friday. Their leader will choose what day, and all of the employees need to speak English. Whether they're right or wrong, it's no problem. At least they're encouraging themselves to speak English in that day. That's okay. And that's one of the evaluation from their leaders. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nedwin. Mr. Pico, would you like to add some?
Yeah, sure. So it's good things about English that we need to improve. So the training maybe, of course, in my opinion, and we believe that that's contextual environment, as Mr. Edwin said before. So it's really important on how we build habit on speaking in English. So the more we speak in English, the more we write, the more we listen, okay, the more we read, it will make us better. Okay, so here linguist is coming to help you with that one. Maybe for your children, maybe for your relatives. Okay, if they want to learn English, I think linguist can bring them that environment. Okay, so the next thing, of course, in an environment, it must be fun though, but it's not only just fun, but also still in content. So fun, but still in content. I think it's a good thing to have English to be improved as well, as they have intention to master the English. And then, as I mentioned before, that some of the students that coming from English speaking school somehow, they will be very good in speaking English, but at the same times, they have limited capability of speaking Bahasa Indonesia. So here we can see that there is like contrast between education in Indonesia itself. So English is environment. That's why linguists come here to give the in that environment. So maybe for some schools who have not having really same English taught in that international school, linguists can give you the answer for that purpose. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Miss April.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Pico. Wow, it's been more than an hour talking about English in the workplace. I think there is no ending when we're talking about this because this topic is quite broad. So let's just give all participants here who would like to ask to our keynote speakers. So some of you are quite curious regarding to this topic, so the time is yours. There is Buwidia who raised her hand. Yes, I would like to unmute her. Yes, Buwidia.
Yes.
Time is yours.
Yeah.
Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Ani Widianti. My friend always call me Annie or Widi. Here I am interested in the English in workplace. Yes.
Yep.
A long time ago, I was as English teacher at junior high school. I also was an English teacher at a English course. But now I am a teacher at kindergarten. Yes. Like Mr. Viko. So it's difficult for me to practice my English in my workplace because I have no partner to practice my English. Sometimes I use my English in my class, like introduce some words like apple or just a simple word to introduce English to my class because my class is children. Yes.
Yeah.
So here I want to ask to Mr. Nedwin. Maybe you have a suggestion for me to improve my English in my workplace, or maybe you have some technique to practice English in kindergarten school. It's like that. Thank
Yep.
you.
All right.
Very much.
That's a interesting question. I think I will answer directly. Um, Maybe Mr. Fico will add later on. So English is strange when it comes to new learner or a kid, a kiddos, children, baby, infants. I don't know what the term, the proper term for them. But the new learner, there is EYL or English for young learner. The way we teach for young learners, it's been different if we watch movies in English, because in English, like say in America, people in very young age is encouraged to speak and express what they're feeling like in their own language, in drawing. For example, some teachers there asking their students to draw what you are feeling right now, or draw what you don't like right now, or draw what you are interested in. The next one, they are asked to be digging their creativity day by day. You try to make a song, you try to make a poem, something like simple, or maybe memorize. We need to ask them to memorize some of the words, like you said, apple, and then also guava, or maybe a lot of fruits or drink types, or name of professions, or what. Memorize or memorizing is one of the methods actually in learning English for adults. But for young learners, we cannot force them, we cannot ask them forcibly to memorize, right? So we need to raising their awareness, we need to improve their interest in English by giving their English song, by giving their English story before go to sleep maybe, or before going to having lunch, or having some kind of what is it, having, what is it, the name, lunchtime, or I don't know, in your school. And we need to ask them, okay, for example, in doing prayer, maybe in doing prayer, if you are maybe Muslim or non-Muslim, if you are doing prayer, you can use English also. That's one of the methods, I think. Maybe you can ask them to their parents using English as a project, or you can ask them to memorize all of the things from day to day. There's a fixed song maybe, or there's a song that you always use every morning, and the next morning they use that, the next morning they use that, and then after 3 months you can what is it, improve for another song, and then another song, and at least they're familiar first with the English sound. That's for me. Maybe Mr. Fico know more about this issue.
Yeah, Miss Vidya, that's interesting. Yeah, that you teach English as well, Miss Vidya. So we are the same. But you also teach English for kindergarten, right? That's so interesting because yeah, in the kindergarten is beyond teaching language actually, right? Because you need to bring your body, your
Yeah.
personality, and your face and everything actually to teach them. So I really appreciate those who teach in kindergarten because that is really hard. We need to be like that child. So I think for the segment, I think I will not uh tell you what to do. I think you are quite capable of that. But in terms of English, Miss Vidya, I think of course you need a partner, Miss Vidya, because learning English if you don't have someone to talk to, okay, it will be slower. Yeah, you can learn that, but it will be slower because no one will correct you, no one will hear your English. So maybe we think that our pronunciation is correct, but because there is no someone who listen to us, so it will keep on the wrong track of wrong pronunciation. Okay, so that's why you need a partner in this case. Yeah, it can be anybody who who are, I mean, like to study as well English. So in this case, yeah, of course, linguist can be your answer for that one. Okay, and the next thing maybe that you can do at home by yourself, maybe reading out loud. Reading out loud will be quite helping because English somehow will have um, different pronunciation with Bahasa Indonesia ya, somehow. So when you're reading out loud, it will build on how your mouth will speak out. Okay, and for kindergarten, I think the next important thing is pronunciation. That is the key of kindergarten teaching, right? Because, for example, when we teach apple to kids, okay, maybe we pronounce it wrong, like apple, apple, like something like this, and we think that's correct. It will make that students keep on wrong pronunciation, and that is maybe can be troublesome. So pronunciation is really the key for kindergarten teacher, I think, because they will bring up that English pronunciation from the early childhood to the adults. And as we know that the the golden age of a child to learn English is like from 2 years old to 5 years old. That one is like around yeah, kindergarten stage, right? So or pre-K. So that is really important. So I hope that can be suggestion for you, Miss Vidya, for your teaching for the next. I hope that you can be inspiration for your working place. Thank you, Miss Vidya, for asking.
Mr. Fico and Bu Vidya, we have our teacher for kindergarten also in linguist, and I would like to introduce you to Miss Shirley Yolanda. That's one of our teachers here, and she's very experienced in teaching for kids. Maybe she can give you suggestion or inputs. Maybe the time is yours, Miss Shirley.
Okay, thank you for the time. And hello, Miss Vidya, or Bu Vidya. Uh, yeah, it's very interesting also. Like Mr. Fico said, environment is very important for us to keep our English nice and keep it also a good environment that can also influence others, especially when we teach young learner. Like I get used to teach from the 1 year old until 5 years or more than that, and consistency is the point of what is it? Consistency is the main point of our job also doing to teach the English. So we have to learn also with the children how to know the need of the children, because most of the children, especially the young learner, some of them has that one problem of their own, maybe speech delay, or uh, maybe because we use English and at home they use in Bahasa, or yeah,
Right.
some problem like bilingual language become an obstacle to teach the children usually, especially for the young learner. But if we keep that one speaking English in the simple like command, or that one we ask them to do something repeatedly and continuously, they will get it. And what is that? uh, if we ask to do something, or if we want them to do something in English, we have to that one also use our body language as an example. If we ask them, so, okay, you have to write like this, or you have to sit like this, we have to also demonstrate what we want to do them to do, and then what we want to uh, ask them to speak, we have to demonstrate, especially for the children. Because when we keep it speaking English, sometimes they don't know, they just stare at us, right? What miss, what my miss saying, or what actually my miss want me to do. Sometimes it's random for them and it's very hard. What I will have to do, and then sometimes it gets frustrated if the children not really know what we want them to do. So when we ask them, or okay, follow me to do this one, or repeat me to say this one, we have to do it also with that one with our body language. So we ask them to do something like, okay, eat, if that one also demonstrate this one, eat like this one. Also, when we say this one, I have all is easily get the point if we also demonstrate it. If most of the children for the kindergarten, pre-kindergarten or kindergartens, they will follow us and also get used with what we say when we repeatedly say that words, and when we using the sentence regularly, they will get it. So it's okay if that one they don't understand at first. So we patiently demonstrate to them well. We teach them, and also we have to provide some like flashcard, or also like this one. When the children watch Upin Ipin, sometimes they will also following the accent, right? Oh, this one following the accent. Why they easily following the accent? Because they keep watching that one. Nah, if we keep also teach the children using English, not in the difficult way, but the simple that usually they will say, or usually they will use at home for the simple language, they will get it if we keep repeatedly say it. If we also ask them to do the same things again, and again. So repetition is the point. And also consistency also is the point, like that. So, and also if you need, how to that one, what is that? To improve my my English when I don't have partner. Sometimes in our that one job in farmers, not all the teachers use English well. Maybe it become a problem. So maybe our technology is very improved nowadays, especially we're using phone for everything, right? So what we have to do for the simple thing like that, just download the application, dictionary application that has sound. Nah, it will help us to also, this is the correct pronunciation. When also we need some time to correct our maybe I want to say in a sentence like this. Also, there is also a dictionary that can fix us in the grammar like that one. It really help us if we really don't have any partner. Now, if we have a partner, or we know someone that can speak English well, just keep talking to them. That, like that one in a class, I encourage my students, although Miss, ngomong apa sih Miss? Kok nggak ngerti? Yeah, and then I will translate in bahasa. But I will keep saying that one, and then until they got it. Oh, when Miss Shirley say that one, it means I have to do this one. They will get it like that. Nah, maybe this one will help you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Shirley. It's very helpful. Okay, Bu Widya, is there any more questions you want to ask? Or is it quite understood?
Yes. Thank you, Miss Shirley. But it's more interesting when we have partner. Maybe Miss Shirley can be my partner to practice my English.
No problem. We have training for teachers also, or so we can make a group maybe, or a group discussion or something. We can
Maybe
adjust. We can manage that.
After this class, Mr. Netwin can make a group to share our experience in our workplace, so we can more partner to practice our English. Thank you.
I will think about that later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bu Widya. Okay, is there anyone who would like to ask questions? One more question.
Bahasa nggak apa-apa ya. It doesn't have to be English. In bahasa Indonesia juga nggak apa-apa.
Bahasa Indonesia, it doesn't really matter as long as the message is still delivered. Anyone?
Okay.
They're still hesitated or something.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Maybe I'm going to give a statement that as a linguist now become one of the growing schools in Sidoarjo and Surabaya, I think we also provide a lot of programs for professionals, for employees, for teachers also that would that want to enhance or want to be proficient in English more and more. And we have resources. We have a lot of teachers here, and then most of them are postgraduate degree, and most of them have been experienced in teaching in international schools. And I think that's one of the points that I would state here. And if you guys want to have some trial class, or maybe for your kids, or maybe for your neighbors, I don't know, maybe you can recommend us, and then we will provide the link for the trial class in the chat section, that one. And also, I think if you guys have some kind of idea of making a group discussion, and then or making some kind of maybe association, or maybe we have Monday English or something, it's a good thing, I think, and I will support that thing also. No problem. We could just talk about that later on. No problem.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Is there anyone who would like to ask more? Nobody? Okay, then it's actually, yes, a perfect time. Thank you so much for the keynote speakers and also the teacher, Mr. Nedwin, Mr. Fico, and Ms. Shirley, and all the participants who have been joining this session. And before we forget, for all of you who might be interested to join our free trial class session, you can just kindly click on the link on the chat box below to register so that you can join to our Linguiz Edu English course. And also, after this session, the certificate will be directly distributed to you, so don't worry. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for Mr. Nedin, Mr. Fico, and Ms. Shirley for sharing their experiences, talking about English in the workplace, and so many insightful and also helpful experiences that you gave to us together. So, so yep, everyone, that's all for our session today. I hope you find it really interesting and insightful and so helpful for you to do your next career. I hope you can be very successful on your career. So yeah, that's all for tonight. I'm Miss April, would like to say goodbye and also hope to see you really soon in other occasions. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye all.
Bye-bye all. Oh, yep. Before that, actually, we forgot to have a photo session first. Okay. Yep. So everyone, please would like to turn on your camera, and we're going to have a photo session first. Get your big smile. Okay, wait a moment. Okay, yep. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night and have a nice day.
Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Yeah.